Why is one of the most famous landmarks in the history of the world, the magnum opus of legendary architect Antoni Gaudí, the Basilica of Sagrada Familia, after 144 years of its construction, still remains unfinished? That's the big question that we're going to answer in this video.
So this monument started in 1882 and it's still not complete. This is one of the most popular tourist attractions in the entire world. Even more than Eiffel Tower, even more than many of the other places that are existing in Europe.
The Sagrada Familia isn't any church. It's one of the most beautiful churches in the entire world, attracting around 4.5 million visitors yearly. Although unfinished, it was recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1984 and consecrated in 2010. It is a symbol of ambition, faith, art, and even controversy. And in this video, we'll explore what has taken this UNESCO World Heritage Site so long to come in the first place.
So now we're entering Sagrada Familia, and we have an app in which you could get the history. Like you could put your AirPods and then play all of those places. You'll see all these numbers. You press on that number and then you hear the history about it. Sagrada Familia.
Construction began under the direction of architect Francisco de Paula del Villar, who initially envisioned a simple, traditional neo-Gothic church. However, after just a year, Villar resigned, and the project was handed over to 31-year-old Antoni Gaudí, a name that would forever be intertwined with the church's identity. Gaudí had a radically different vision, one that was anything but conventional. He transformed the project into a monumental basilica, unlike any the world had ever seen. It was not just a place of worship for him, it was a canvas where he could experiment with forms inspired by nature, mathematics, and faith.
Wow, so amazing. This tower is 172.5 meters. And there's a reason for everything in this basilica. Gaudí wanted it to be the tallest temple, slightly less than the nearby mountain. He believed that the work of the man should never surpass the work of the God.
Gaudí's genius lay in his ability to blend natural forms with deep religious symbolism. He wanted Sagrada Familia to be a Bible in stone, each facade, tower, and statue telling the story of the Christian faith. He believed that architecture, especially sacred architecture, should reflect the beauty and complexity of the natural world. Gaudí's plan was nothing short of audacious. The Sagrada Familia would feature 3 grand facades, each representing a different phase of Christ's life: the Nativity, the Passion, and the Glory.
Each of the columns is dedicated to 4 evangelists. So that's the Passion facade, and this is the other facade. And obviously the crucified Christ is right in the middle.
It would boast 18 towers, 12 for the apostles, 4 for evangelists, 1 for Virgin Mary, and the tallest one representing Jesus Christ, which would reach a staggering 172 meters. But with such a bold design came unparalleled complexity. Gaudí's use of hyperboloids, parabolas, and ellipses, geometries found in nature, required innovative building techniques. And remember, this was in late 19th century and early 20th centuries, long before the advent of modern construction technologies like computers and advanced machinery. Gaudí was literally pushing the boundaries of what was possible. The complexity of Gaudi's design meant that construction would be slow, requiring an incredible amount of detail and craftsmanship. Even during his lifetime, Gaudí knew he wouldn't see it completed. He once said, "My client is not in a hurry," referring to the god. Despite his devotion, Gaudí's work was cut short. In 1926, at the age of 73, he was tragically struck by a tram and died a few years later. At the time of his death, only about 20% of Sagrada Familia was completed, primarily the Nativity facade and the parts of crypt.
That's where Gaudí used to work, create this beautiful piece of art.
Gaudí left behind extensive plans and models, but soon after his death, Spain plunged into turmoil. The Spanish Civil War erupted in 1936, and during the conflict, parts of Gaudí's workshop, including many of his plans and models, were destroyed by fire. This event set the project back significantly. For years after the war, construction was sporadic. There was a debate among architects and the public about whether the project should even continue without Gaudí's complete vision. However, those who believed in Gaudí's work pushed forward, using what remained of his designs and interpreting his vision as best they could. In recent decades, modern technology has revolutionized the construction of the Sagrada Familia. Computers and 3D printing have allowed architects to understand Gaudí's complex geometries better and accelerate the building process. But even with these advancements, challenges persist. One of the primary reasons for the slow pace of construction is funding. The Sagrada Familia is privately funded, primarily through donations and ticket sales. The basilica doesn't receive government or church funding, so progress is often limited by the amount of money raised each year. Beyond the technical and financial challenges, there is something almost poetic about Sagrada Familia's slow construction. Gaudí intended for the basilica to be a living organism, evolving with time. It's an internal work in progress, mirroring the ongoing nature of faith itself. The Sagrada Familia isn't just a monument for Barcelona or even for Spain. It's a symbol of devotion and artistic achievements on a global scale. It has inspired generations of architects, artists, and believers alike, becoming a pilgrimage site for millions. Despite its long and tumultuous history, there may finally be light at the end of the tunnel. Recent estimates suggest that Basilica could be completed by 2026, marking the 100th anniversary of Gaudí's death. But even this timeline is uncertain, given the Basilica's history of delays and unexpected challenges.
This is going to be the star that comes on the central tower when it's built, hopefully in 2026. When it's done, this is probably what it's going to look like.
Still, whether it's completed in 2 years, 10 years, or remains unfinished for generations to come, the Sagrada Familia has already cemented its place in history. It stands as a testament to human creativity, perseverance, and devotion, a true masterpiece in every sense of the word. So next time you visit Barcelona and find yourself gazing up at the Sagrada Familia, remember that what you see is not just a building, it's a story 144 years in the making and still unfolding.